this meeting of the Mayor and Board of Alderman on June 23rd, 2025 at 6 p.m. at 180 Maple Street. Madam Secretary, you would call.
Fred Ellis.
Here.
Roger Lofton.
Here.
Tim Rhodes.
Here.
Jimmy White.
Here.
Gordon Waldridge. Dave Williams. Sandra Wood. Here.
First item on the agenda is number 4, approval of correction of minutes of the prior meeting, 4.1 regular board meeting, May 27, 2025. There's no corrections or additions. I'll entertain a motion. Have a motion, have a second.
Second.
Have a second. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Fred Ellis.
Yes.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Tim Rhodes.
Yes.
Jimmy White.
Yes.
Gordon Waldridge.
Yes.
Dave Williams.
Yes.
Sandra Wood.
Okay, motion passes. Number 5, comments from the mayor. Only one I have, I want to thank the vice mayor for filling in for me last month. A friend of mine in South Dakota, been my friend since I was 16 years old, and passed away of cancer. I went to that funeral, so I appreciate you doing it. Thank you so much. All right, is there any unfinished business other than what I have on here at 6.1? You know, if you got any unfinished business, let me know. All right, if not, 6.1 is discuss and approve Kenny Asphalt property disposition. On this property, it was property that was acquired from the city back several years ago. It's page 4 and 5 in the packet. And there was some grants that were applied for and we never got them. And Mr. Asphalt contacted me about a month or so ago and said he wasn't going to use it. And I think it was a road, and the cost of the bridge and the road was what it was. And there was another grant the county tried on recently, and we just found out that we did not get it. I spoke to the mayor of Grady, and he said that he confirmed that they did not get the grant. So I would, y'all can discuss it, but I'd entertain a motion to give Mr. Asbury the property back.
We can legally just give it back since we gave it.
Correct, Cody?
That's correct.
Okay, have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Roger Lofton. Tim Rhodes.
Yes.
Jimmy White.
Yes.
Gordon Waldridge.
Yes.
Dave Williams.
Yes.
Sandra Wood. Fred Ellis.
Yes.
Okay, I will notify him. Chief, you can either stand where you're at, or do you want to come to the podium? We own the new business, I've got on this stuff.
I was contacted this morning by the First Baptist Church. They have scheduled their annual summer block party for this Sunday night. During that time, they typically close Stanford Avenue right there in front of the Mac Center. That would allow them to let people come and go from the church to the Mac Center. And they're requesting that they be allowed to close that area again. They're also, last couple of years, they've shot fireworks at this event. They're not commercial, they're just commercially available stuff. It's not any class 3 stuff, but they're also asking permission to be able to shoot those fireworks, which is outside of the scope of the ordinance. And so I've just asked them that I have to bring it before the board for your consideration. They've done it for the last 2 or 3 years, so I'm asking the board to approve that so they can take care of that. It's from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the 29th, that's this coming Sunday.
I have a motion, have a second. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Tim Rhodes.
Yes.
Jimmy White.
Yes.
Gordon Waldridge.
Yes.
Dave Williams.
Yes.
Sandra Wood.
Yes.
Fred Ellis.
Yes.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Okay, Chief, will you notify him?
I'll take care of this.
All right, 7.1, and I will let the audience know this is a public hearing on this. We have 3 things tonight that will be a public hearing that the public will be able to speak on. 7.1, discuss approved application for beer permit off-premises consumption. Sandy Patel, Melissa Shutt to operate MS Lexington Incorporated DBA Tobacco Shack located at 231 East Church Street. Once again, before the board takes a vote, if there's anybody in the audience would like to comment on that, they're welcome to. The Chief, I'm going to start with you. Background check, everything check out.
Nothing to exclude, sir.
Anybody in the public, would you like to comment or have any opinion on this? If not, I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Motion.
All right, a motion, do I have a second? Have a second. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Jimmy White.
Yes.
Gordon Waldridge.
Yes.
Dave Williams. Sandra Wood.
Yes.
Fred Ellis.
Sandy, if you want to, just come by, City Hall tomorrow and see Cody or one of the girls that y'all, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. 7.2 is a public hearing as well. Discuss and approve second reading of ordinance amending the zoning ordinance relative to heavy industrial elaborating uses and changing to the sidecars. I've got Chris Pate with a planner that's here tonight. If the board has any questions for him, does anybody in the audience like to speak on this matter? Does anybody on the board have any questions for Chris? It is the second reading. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second? Have a second, any discussion? Call roll, please.
Gordon Wildridge.
Yes.
Dave Williams.
Yes.
Sandra Wood.
Yes.
Fred Ellis.
Yes.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Tim Rhodes.
Yes.
Jimmy White.
Yes.
Barry, I am going to ask you to come up to the podium on this one right here. 7.3, discuss approve first reading of ordinance amending official zoning map to rezone tax parcel 61.07 map 091 on Pruitt Lane from B2 to R2. Mr. Wanamayo, this, page 24 and 28 in your packet. Tawana was gonna be here now, I think she's got vacation out of school.
Yeah, she's got something going.
Kind of tell the board just a little bit what y'all doing out there.
Okay, but working with, for the Lexington Housing Authority, we have developed what we call Tag C Corporation, which is a nonprofit. We're looking to build affordable housing out of Pruitt Lane. We acquired the property and we're looking to rezone it from B2 intermediate business to R2 medium density. We've been working with Brandon and Chris on it, went from the planning committee. It's basically that's what our plans are. We've talked with Justin, we've talked with Brad, everybody's kind of in the loop. We've got a good working relationship with all of them. Everybody's in the loop on it. We're working with a development company out of Ridgeland, Mississippi, not developing.
Is that Pruitt Road
Pruitt Lane. You go up.
across from down Cafe?
Yeah, you go up Pruitt Road and Pruitt Lane there, turn right there, trailer.
Any more questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion. Have a motion, have a second. Have a second. Any discussion? Call roll.
Dave Williams.
Yes.
Sandra Wood.
Yes.
Fred Ellis.
Yes.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Tim Rhodes.
Yes.
Jimmy White. Gordon Wildridge.
You can stay or go, whatever you want to do.
Thank you.
Hey, now listen, that was the first reading.
First, that one.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And we'll meet again on next month. Chief, you have your way up. 7.4, discuss approve first reading of ordinance to amend Title 3, Chapter 2, Section 3, 202 of Lexington Municipal Code of
So just to provide some context here, there are certain provisions of this ordinance that by Tennessee state law sunset every 5 years. So with that, it forces us to come back in, this board to come back in and take a look at our fines and make sure that they're in line with what you want to do and what Tennessee law is at the time. And so we've reached that point where we need to take a look at that. To help you understand this, I'm going to pass out a couple. This is the fee structure and fine structure of your current ordinance. And I want to help eliminate any confusion that could potentially come there. I'll direct your attention to what I just passed out here. Whenever you get your hands, you'll see that a line item that says data processing fee, $2. What makes up that $2 is $1 that was mandated by Tennessee state law. It's called the court education fee. It's every citation that's processed by your court, the state's going to charge the city that fee for a court clerk education fee that they require our clerks and our judges to attend. Tennessee law was amended this past year and effective July 1st. That's going from $1 to $2. Okay? That current $2 that you see under data processing included that $1 plus a $1 data processing fee that is yours. What that fee is the cost associated with processing that particular citation. Okay? It is a number that you can set as the board. What does it cost us to process a citation per citation? So the question is how much should that be? It has been $1 for 14 years, I think. It's been $1. The question the board, we proposed before the board in the new ordinance that you have up on page 27, it's been broken out a little bit better, so it's not all encompassed like it is in your current ordinance. It has data processing fee, and it has a number there, and then it has court education fee that reflects the $2 mandate, okay?
It's 29.30.
Is that what it is?
29.30.
I thought it was. But we haven't changed that fee structure at all in that time frame. So it's a moving target. My recommendation to the board is that go from $1 to $3.
Because that'll cover the new cost that we're now going to incur.
The new cost will be in the court education fee, which is that $1. Because either way, we're going to pay it. We're forced to pay it by Tennessee law, the court education fee. So do you want to pass that along to that violator as part of their conviction, or do you want to pay that out of the general fund? Is the question. It's not a
What
question
do we
whether or
use
not
the
we
$1
pay.
to cover today? Does that help with?
Data processing.
Yeah, what is data processing?
Data processing is what you say it is. What we say can reasonably say it costs to process a case through your municipal court, okay? It has been $1 for a long, long time.
But your department handles that, though.
That's right. Our department handles that.
We don't pay a third party.
You could make that, well, we have to pay a vendor to the software that tracks that, right?
Right.
So there are costs. We've been charging $1. So this board can make that change if they so choose to do so. You can leave it the way it is, or you can change it. My personal recommendation is, because those fees associated with maintaining your court software and things like that have gone up over a 10-year period, is to increase that. I checked with some other cities in our area to see, okay, let's talk about what's everybody else doing. We were on the bottom end of that. I talked with Savannah, I spoke with Henderson, and I spoke with McKinsey, and we're within a few dollars. So that $2 to $3 up increase would be reasonable. We can justify that. And we have costs associated with our annual maintenance, with our court fees, or with our court software. So, is it going to generate a ton of money? It's not, no, and that's not its purpose. But it's recouping your costs for running your municipal court.
But the violator pays and sits tax.
That's right. That's right. When they're found guilty or they plead guilty in court, it's associated with the fee structure.
So we go from a total amount of $2 currently to $6.
Four.
Well,
Four.
I'm sorry, so this, you said they increased it from $1 to $2 on the data process.
That's right. Well, remember that data processing in the old one was encompassed of, was two different things. It was the court education
That's
fee.
what I'm adding together.
It was just $1. So what we're proposing here is that take that to 4, which would be an increase of 3, and then increase that $1, which the state's mandating, for a total of 4. Does that make sense? Yeah. I want you to see the old one because it could get really confusing if you didn't. But I'll entertain any questions that you may have. And the next time we come before you, may not want to change anything. All you have to do is say we're keeping it the way it is.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve Chief's recommendation.
Have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Sandra Wood.
Yes.
Fred Ellis.
Yes.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Tim Rhodes.
Yes.
Jimmy White.
Yes.
Gordon Wilkins.
Yes.
Dave Williams.
Yes.
Okay, Chief, 7.5, discuss approve filling the fire department vacancy.
Yes, Lieutenant Amber Crawford has taken a job with the City Fire Marshal's office. So she has left us. She worked her last shift Sunday, so I'm just asking permission to begin the process to fill that vacancy. It's no additional personnel, it's just filling that vacancy once we pay out her.
Losing a good one.
Well, they are losing a good
But
one.
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy
Yeah, it's
for
a
her.
big move for her.
She's got young
That's all.
kids at home, and this will fit her, be good for her.
You're talking about doing it when you paid out or all or leave?
Yes, sir, once we exhaust.
Need a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, do I have a second? Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Fred Ellis.
Yes.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Tim Rhodes. Jimmy White.
Yes.
Gordon Wildred, Gabe Williams, Sandra Williams.
Chris is filling in for Justin tonight, so I'll wait till he makes his way. All right, 7.6, discuss for the bids, citywide gravel and sand, page 31.
We put our annual sand and gravel bids out, and on page 31 there, you can see the highlighted amounts are the respective low bidders, and that is the recommendation to award those, the respective in their categories.
Curious, how's that compared to last year?
It's pretty similar. We haven't seen
Not
a huge increase in that, no, not overall.
Questions on that, any motion?
So moved.
Have a second. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Roger Lofton. Tim Rhodes. Jimmy White. Gordon Wildred. Gabe Williams. Sandra Woods. Fred Ellis.
Seven, discuss for the bids, utilities, aggregated storage building, page 32 in the packet.
Yes, we put out a bid for the new aggregate storage building, it's gonna be located here, 180 Maple, and Barger Construction came in under budget at the lowest bidder, and so we recommend that we go with Barger Construction on this.
Any questions?
Yes. Yes, they actually came in just a little under budget.
You make a motion. All right, have a motion, have a second. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Tim Rhodes. Jimmy White. Gordon Wildred. Gabe Williams. Sandra Woods.
Yes.
Fred Ellis. Roger Lofton.
Okay, 7.8, discuss for the gas, water, wastewater, and garbage write-offs, that's page 33 to 36 in the packet.
Yes, this month we had 21 renters and 19 owners for a total of $11,127.51. Is there any questions you have?
Questions, I'll entertain a motion. Motion, have a second. Okay, any discussion? Call roll, please.
Jimmy White. Gordon Wildred. Gabe Williams. Sandra Woods.
Yes.
Fred Ellis. Roger Lofton. Tim Rhodes.
Thank you.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
they forgot to call in and put it on the agenda, but VFW wants permission for Labor Day, what we normally do.
Yes, sir, we'll do that. We'll make a motion.
Just make, I just want to bring it up, it's getting close.
We'll do it. You know the date for sure on that
It'll be,
deal? Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
Where's that?
It's always September, it's the I think it's the 8th, second Monday, right?
It'd be the first.
First.
It'll be the first.
I didn't know. Mine don't show.
First. So they'll want it that Monday, will they want Sunday, or just Monday, or?
It's on what, it's on a Monday?
On September 1st.
It's September first on Monday.
Yeah, it'll be that day then, whatever Labor Day is.
You don't have, wouldn't have a court square?
Course, car show now.
Huh?
The car show now.
That was have it on Monday. They have it on Labor Day.
Right. Something like that. It's on Labor Day.
What do y'all normally do on the square? We usually send that
What
out.
y'all do,
Yeah,
is it
I-
changes every month, everybody,
yeah. We can send out to Jiffle and Maverick, send out an email to notify.
I'm sure it's that day, it's on Labor Day.
Okay.
Is it just the east side, or is it the east side and the south side for the car show? I know they always use it.
It's on the south side, and,
I saw when they closed one in front of the bank.
yeah, the 12 went from.
Right there in front of the
Yeah.
Oh, they don't close.
Okay, we'll work with it.
We'll go ahead and make a motion for it.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a motion and a second. All right, any discussion? Call roll, please.
Gordon Wildred.
Yes.
Gabe Williams. Sandra Woods.
Yes.
Fred Ellis. Roger Lofton. Tim Rhodes. Jimmy White.
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, the This next one's a public hearing too, 7.9, discuss and approve second reading of ordinance to adopt FY 2025-2026 budget. I'll go ahead and if the public wants to speak, I'll go ahead. I won't let them speak during the process. I'll let you speak before or after. So if anybody wants to go ahead and speak now, go ahead. If not, I'll let you go after. All right. Hear nobody. We'll start in. And I know, like I said, I was out that meeting, so basically what I had to go by was the minutes over that. And, let's see, one of the minutes, notice y'all made some changes from the budget that I first gave you on the 15th. I noticed it had passed 6-0. Was also, I was told that to try to keep the net change in fund balance under 500,000. If you look on page 42 of the big budget packet right here. If you look on 42, go to the far right column, all the way down next to last, it's 497,595. So that the changes that I kind of read in the minutes and all that stuff, that's what I come up with, or we come up with. But there was one other thing that's not in there, and I'll go right almost to it. But also in the minutes, it was full implementation of salary plus 2.5% COLA. That's what I read, that's what's in there. You know, it's stated about taking 150,000 out of the liquor fund. You can't, there's an ordinance that says that you can't do that. I've got the minutes with me. I have talked to the Alderman that brought that up, someone showed that to him. So we did not take money out of the liquor fund for that. Also, you had talked about 400,000 for paving out of the general fund. Y'all were gonna take 146 out of it, and I assumed that was gonna be made up out of the liquor money, but again, it's still 400,000 in the paving in this budget, not taken out. What was taken out of the liquor fund money, there was 50,000 for police equipment, 50,000 for fire equipment, and that came out of the liquor fund, because the ordinance on the liquor fund says it can be used for special projects, not items that are coming out of the general fund budget. So that's kind of where that's at. Capital projects on page 12.
I'm gonna go back to that.
Okay, let's go.
Can't be used for, I think, paving, that's what you're talking about, being used for.
That's general fund budget item, that's not a
But the
special
same you're paying for the police,
equipment.
you can do that. So can you use that to pay for equipment in any department? Instead of paving, use it for equipment, say the graphic person. I mean, whether you use it for paving or whether you use it for some other capital project, it would be the same, so can you do that?
It's up to y'all what you wanna do. I know I got a lot of phone calls, especially on our industrial stuff, and I'm sure you probably did too.
I did.
Yeah. And if you wanna take the equipment out, because Cody brought up to me about taking the equipment out for police and fire, you can take it out. It's fine. I understand your question. I don't know how to answer it clearly. Because I mean, I sit up here as mayor, y'all have all the authority, not me.
I'm just saying, if you said we can, I'm trying to find out if we can use it, if you use it by the equipment for the police or the fire, can you use it to buy equipment for the street?
We need to sit up here and debate what we can and can't do. Because I agree, I totally get your point. I do.
So I'm not sure if I understand, so the money we can't use, what happened to that? We just take that out of the general fund, or
You just walk it
or
over,
we take something out of the budget that was in there from our last meeting?
Cody worked through the budget.
The police and fire communication equipment, the board had previously voted for that to be added to the general fund. Now, as the mayor mentioned, that's coming out of the capital projects fund.
So that's the wash, so that's a wash then, that was $100,000 versus.
100,000 versus 147,000.
Okay, so 47, what happened to that?
47,000, just coming out of, general fund.
So we're taking 47,000 more out of the general fund than we kind of talked about last
Yes.
week.
That's part of that net part that I was talking about. But if y'all gonna take that out, that's y'all's call.
But at the last budget, we were at 500,000. So wouldn't that be 547 now?
We were close, everyone kept calling off round numbers, and end result is we're 497,000.
But everything's in
There's
there.
a fund balance.
But there's nothing not in the budget that we agreed on last time. Everything's included. Nothing got cut.
One item is, and I think the mayor's going to address that, is gravel trail.
Yeah, I'll get to you. I'm just going off notes from the deal. All right, and we'll come back to the police and fire, if you want to do that or not. Page 12, capital projects that y'all talked about, approving. A lot of it was at, Park, and I think it come out to 155,000. Wasn't that correct, Cody?
Yes.
It's on page 12. I'll tell you what I've got. Right here's kind of a summary sheet. The notes. Kind of stuff in the notes I'm reading, all this stuff will be in there, and this might clarify that for you. If you look at the very top, scoreboards, and I think this is what y'all approved in that meeting, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cody. Scoreboards, replace fence-off fields, miscellaneous ADA improvements, install perimeter fence and bleachers. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what that comes to. So that's in the budget. It was page 12. All right, drop down to the grapple truck on page 18, and you'll see this on here as well. The grapple truck was $235,000. I think originally, Casey, didn't you have that in next year's budget, not this year, but next year's originally? Is that your 5-year plan?
Yeah.
And then I think at y'all's meeting y'all had the other day that y'all discussed that you wanted to put it in.
Well, you're gonna have so much, you're gonna have a lot more stuff than just one thing come up, so this is gonna take away from having so much stuff.
I understand.
Putting it on this.
It wasn't this year's budget.
Right, it's not in there because it's gonna go over that 500,000 threshold, but one suggestion that I might could make to you, and y'all, again, y'all do what you want to. If you did a short-term note on it for 3 years and paid out about 90 grand, that would reduce the payments down, and you'd probably, Cody, if I'm not mistaken, when we stay with under the 500,000, they can still get the
As
truck.
long as you reduce paving by 90,000.
That's right, if we should cut paving back 90. But y'all may not wanna do that. If you wanna cut paving back 90 and do a short-term note, you could pull it off and use it this year. But again, that's up to y'all. Page 21, y'all added a police car. I had one in the budget, y'all made it 2, and that put that line item from 65,000 to 130. Page 41, if you would go in your budget on page 41, there's a correction to a page in there. Computer flipped something, I need y'all to change 2 totals. It does not affect the bottom line at all, it just got, line item 121 says $246,030. That should be $293,699.20. But if you drop down 2 lines to 125, it says $85,010. That should be $37,340.40. So it's just a wash, but just correct that on your deal, because I want your.
What was the top number, 22, 291?
It's $293,699.20.
The other number's 37,1.
$37,340.40. It still comes out the same too, if the computer got that wrong. there's some stuff that's added into the budget that was not in there. On the retirement, it needs to go from 138,544 to 199,744. I think Cody talked to the actuary and they said there was two things, and I'll get to the other one in a minute, that need to be increased because of market conditions or something. Cody, is that not correct?
Yes, we had to do a catch-up payment this year, and we're gonna have to do one next year also.
Okay. So on 142, line 43, change that to 199,744.
It already has been.
It's got it in. Well, I'm making you aware of it because the other one didn't have that number. Your first budget you got didn't have that. All right, 155, the OPED expense, it'll say then 76,860, is that what it says, Mr. Fair? That wasn't in there before either, but that's that trust fund that just started. I think we made our first payment last week.
Yes.
All right, so I'm just trying to be transparent and telling you all everything's in there. All right, then, last thing I've got, solid waste, page 44, on line 142, hospital health insurance should say $72,403. Line 146, workman's comp should be $23,032. And then line 153 on pension should be $20,391. Just to make sure those are right for y'all. Okay. All right, that's all I had in the notes that I read out of the,
That changed, what did that change, the overall number on it?
okay, on the solid waste, it won't change the general fund.
Yeah,
because
no,
it has a
this
number.
will change, you know.
Right, but so with all that said, is again, as I said on page 42, it's $497,595 that y'all had said don't go over 500. So we're right there with that. Now, remember the gravity truck's not in there. That's what we gotta get to in a minute. But, our unassigned fund balance is $6,408,181. And we meet the $2.4 million in the fund balance, deal that we've got in place on the mandatory requirement that we have. And our rainy days stays fund, $979,485. So we've got $6.4,979,000. Now, the only thing that I don't have in there, and Cody, correct me if I'm wrong, is the grapple truck.
Correct. As far as my understanding from the last meeting,
Right. And go back to Roger brought up the part about the radios for the police and the fire. I mean, if you don't feel like that should come out of their fund, take it out.
But a lot of things come out of that fund over the years, I'm just wondering.
But it's been project stuff like industrial, buying property. Did we use some for playgrounds, we did for the park, the new park coming up?
anything that the board has deemed a special project, there's been fire truck purchased from out of that fund before.
And you're saying there's been no taking out of that fund before?
Correct. Unless it's part of a bigger project.
Is, one extra police car that we got added in, so is it coming out of the general fund now?
Yes, that's correct. It went from 65,000 to
130,
Yes,
we
sir.
knew that, it was coming out of the general fund.
Yes,
So
sir.
we didn't have, so we didn't have to, so we could take the other stuff out of the,
But all that should be reflected in that 497,500.
I'm looking at you, give me right here, that's what it said.
Yes, sir. That summary
We got
page.
added in this, right?
Right. It's y'all's budget, there's something y'all want to change, do, whatever, it's up to y'all. I just, we went through the notes and tried our best to get what was off that last meeting.
This is not something to change, but before we go further, something would like to discuss and not make a motion on is we are gonna have to address it at some point in time, is the enterprise fund from the utilities and electric systems versus general fund as far as raises every year. I understand we can't keep up, general fund can't keep up with the other two. And I just want to see what are the thoughts on maybe giving the general fund employees the 2% raise that we had already agreed upon, and then hold off until we can come to a consensus as a board for the 2.5% across the board for everybody else. And if we just decide not to do it, that puts another $177,000 back into the general fund. And just want some thoughts on it, not want to make a motion on it, I just want to hear the thoughts on that. Does that make sense?
Go over that one more time.
All right. We're gonna have this problem every year.
I understood that.
So if we give the 2% to the general fund, which is $113,000 or $117,000, we hold off on giving anybody the COLA of 2.5% until whoever's on this board can figure out the best way to either keep pace with it, to separate it, or to just let everybody know going forward, if this department gets this, does not necessarily mean you're gonna give that, because if the COLA next year is 5%, can the city afford to give 5% to the general fund? So I think that's something we need to figure out, otherwise we're gonna have this same issue, or let me rephrase that, somebody on this board is gonna have that same issue every year.
I think we ought to go back to the very beginning, the way it was, the balanced budget, no raises, no tax increase, what the mayor proposed. I'd make a motion to do that.
I've got a motion, to have a second. I have a second, is there any discussion?
Okay, so
That's on the original.
That would be the budget that I presented on May the 15th.
so that would be cutting out all capital projects.
Just like it was on the 15th.
Well, what they're doing is putting all this in here. And here, what you're saying, do it is, we go back after we get the budget balance, we go back and see what we got left, we'll buy what we want to out of. And then that project, you put one of the police car in there, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You got the one goes away, and then the grapple truck goes away. But he's also added these items here, it's gonna add a few more thousand to it, so we probably, I'm assuming with the 113, that's gonna add to the 2%, is what it would be, that would be almost, I call it, nothing coming out of rebalance. Is that fair to say, Tony?
The opioid, OPED, and another would have to be added at a later point, is that correct, Cody?
Yes.
And there's nothing stoppable to come back doing that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So if we vote on that, we get a balanced budget, we come back and we change, amend anything after we do it and go ahead and pass the budget, be done.
But does that include the 2%?
Well, you know about the COLA raise.
No. The 2% to the general fund.
I'm saying reasons, no raises, no tax increase, the original budget that was presented.
There's no tax increase in any.
But you're saying not give the other 2%.
I'm saying just keep it just like it was, build up some money for one time.
I thought we had voted 2%.
This is the second reading.
This is the second reading.
Well, that's the general fund budget, what are we doing for the other budget?
vote on, well, we have to vote on the school secretary.
It's up to the board.
Yeah, it's up to y'all, how you wanna do it. Yeah, so I've got a motion second on the floor, and I assume it was for the general fund budget, is that correct?
Correct. That's what I thought, we were talking about general fund budget.
So you're voting, you're making a motion to take away everything that has nothing, what we started out in May. And that's what he said.
No, he said what he said, to not have any tax increase, not have any raise, that's what he said.
Yeah.
But these other items we're talking about right here, when we get a budget and we find how much money we got, we can come back and amend it and pick which one of these items that we want to fund is what we can do. That's what I'm assuming you're saying. I mean, that's what he said, that's what I made a second.
I'm gonna call roll.
I want to amend the budget.
You gonna make a motion to amend?
Yes. That we pass the budget that we have here tonight as is.
The one that we just went over.
The one we just went over the way you explained, yes.
That's it.
I second that.
All right, is there any discussion? All right, this motion is to amend the original motion.
To pass the budget that you went over with us that leaves out the grapple.
I understand. It leaves out the grant.
Yes, sir, that's the one you went over with us.
And that's leaving the police and fire radios in there.
Where you had them and leaving 497 coming out of the unassigned.
Before we vote. So we're gonna run into this issue every year with all the departments. And raises.
What we need to do is get every department equal and then worry about whether they're going to get something next year or not. Can't really do anything about next year till next year. All you can do is what we do this year. And all I'm trying to do is fix what we didn't do last year. And then, yes, then we're gonna have to worry about it, whether they get anything next year or not, or whether they don't. That'll be up to this board.
This is just getting the general fund of where everybody else is, and then
So why do we, if it's just getting a general fund, why do we have to give everybody the 2.5% COLA then? I'm okay with the 2% general fund.
you're saying not getting
Hold
anybody.
off on the 2.5% COLA. Because like last year, there were some people in the electric system, they got 20%. And we.
While others got 3.
Yes, but that was different. I'm Brad, as a trustee.
I'm unaware of anybody got 20%.
I do. And I'll tell you.
I'm not.
But it was before your time. It was before your time. It was when, Richard Graves was leaving, some of the things that he did, some of the people got, greater than $10,000 a year raises last year. And I'm just trying to figure out, that's why I just wanted to discuss it. The 2%, get everybody up, and then hold off on the 2.5%. Because that's something we can always come back and add
It
later.
doesn't get them up unless you bring them up to the minimum.
But if you're trying to get them up, if you're trying to bring them up, if you're giving the 2%, and then you're giving another 2.5, you're giving everybody 2.5, so they're still not even.
They're getting the same thing everybody else got this time.
But nobody's getting anything, potentially. Except for general fund, who are getting the 2 that they didn't get last year. Now, I may be stating it wrong, does that make sense for what I'm saying?
I thought what Roger made a motion on, which his original motion was for the budget, not the 2% that they were gonna add on that nobody got. His was for budget.
His was the 2% and the 2.5%.
His what?
His was, but the amendment.
Roger's was, but his amending, he's amending the budget to do the 2 and the 2.5. That clear?
Doing what we presented tonight, yes, sir.
Well, what Jeffers was,
Yes.
okay, so, but he didn't make that two and the two.
Correct.
Tim made the motion on my original budget that I presented.
I'm good.
I just want everybody to understand what's the vote.
You know, and what, I guess,
I mean, that's the way I'm
what
watching it.
transpired since the last meeting, when we talked about it and we decided how we could afford to do it and how we could fund it, and then tonight, suddenly we can't do it that way, so I guess I'm just wondering what changed. How it fell out, you know, we're not halfway where we need to be anyway on a lot of things. If we pass it, you know, a lot of projects aren't gonna get done, we're just not gonna do them.
And they're gonna have
You
to
know,
be
we're
done
gonna
next
keep kicking down the road, you know, we need the graphic truck.
Well, last year y'all wanted 74 cents.
But we're
You
not
got
gonna do
15, so you was 59.
When you voted for 18, I did not vote for a rate.
No, because you wanted
I did not
74
vote for it.
cents.
I did not vote for it.
I have a video on my phone, if you'd like to hear
I
it.
didn't vote for it.
I have it
did
on my
not vote.
phone, if you'd like to hear it. Well, WBJ reported before it did.
They did, that's right. He raised the last 2 years, and what have we got for it?
They
He raised it the last 2 years,
I will
what have
send
we
it to you
got?
if you'd like me to.
What have we got? He raised it the last 2 years, and we've done nothing.
You took all the
Call
money,
for the
you
vote.
took all the money, and we're voting on the kids.
What we're voting on is, first, is the amended motion, and that's what was presented tonight. So call it wrong. This is on Roger's amended motion.
Gabe Williams. Sandra Wood. Brett Ellis. Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Tim Rhodes.
No.
Jimmy White.
No.
Gordon Wildridge.
So,
Now, the amended motion passed, so now we have to vote on it as amended, so call the roll.
Sandra Wood.
Yes.
Brett Ellis.
Yes.
Roger Lofton.
Yes.
Tim Rhodes.
No.
Jimmy White.
No.
Gordon Wildridge. Gabe Williams.
So that's the second reading of the budget that passed. Public hearing, I'll give the audience a chance to speak. I said I would, All right, go to 7.10, Brad, you would come to front, broadband update.
Alright, so the subscriber count as of today is at 5,478. We're down to the last 23 cabinets to open up for sales. That's out of the 324 total across our system. Once we get that 23 remaining open, we'll essentially have a completed project at that point where all mainline construction is completed and all cabinets are open for sales. I anticipate we'll get to this point probably by the end of July. Maybe early August, depending on weather conditions, but I think we'll have a completed project by July board meeting. So once we do have everything completed, the main focus will be at that point just installing and connecting as many drops as we can get. So typically what happens is once you open up an area for service, you get a wave of new requests and new installs to be done. That wave typically lasts a month or two before, then we open up the next round of cabinets, you get a new wave. So I anticipate once the whole system is open for service, that wave will probably last us about 3 months or so before we can get to a much more manageable number. And then once we get to that point, I think we'll focus on starting to phase out of some of the early services we're paying for and try to take those in-house. So that's kind of the direction we're headed. I think mid-fall, I think we'll start looking at trying to take in some of those services ourselves and doing those in-house. In the mid-fall, early winter, something like that. But we'll just see how many drop requests we get between now and then and just play it by ear. So that's kind of where we're at as of today. So if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to try to help answer those.
Questions? Thank you, Brad, y'all did a good job.
Thank you.
All right, well, I wanted at the last meeting, so they didn't vote on all the budgets together, do they wanna do utilities separate?
It was all together last meeting.
So it was all.
Same budget ordinance.
I understand, so I just wanna make sure before we get to the end, that we did it the right way, that we passed all the budgets.
As long as that's the understanding of the board, that's the action that's taken.
Is that how y'all feel, or y'all wanna see it vote on every individual utility budget?
Well, just then, I thought you said general fund.
I did say general.
So we didn't vote anything.
I don't think so.
Last month, we voted on all of them together.
All right, so you make a motion to
Vote on
all the utilities, the school budget, all the remaining budgets.
That's your motion, I'll second that.
Any discussion? And that's my fault, I didn't know y'all, I heard earlier you were gonna do it separate, and then found out y'all did it together. All right, call the roll, please.
Brad Ellis,
Yes.
Roger Lofton,
Yes.
Tim Rhodes,
No,
Jimmy White,
These are all of them.
Water, wastewater, gas,
And
School system.
School system. I don't remember voting on all of them.
We did last month.
Including the general.
No.
Gordon Wildridge,
No.
Gabe Williams, Sandra Wood.
Yes.
all right, 43. All right, so all budgets passed 43. All right, public comments, anybody from the public like to address the board?
Well, I'm actually kind of curious what Alderman Ellis brought up about 20% raise for someone in Lexington Utilities.
Well, you can go back and look. There was a salaries that came out of before and after, and you can do the math and figure out who got exactly what.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that kind of part of the salary survey that was done by LES? The same as what the county, what the city had done with the salary survey for utilities and enterprise accounts in the general fund? And wasn't there increases in rates here that went above typical COLA increases here based on the salary survey?
Which is back to my original point, that's something that we need to get control of, because based when that came about, the general fund cannot continue to support those types of increases.
I understand.
And the board has done away at the previous, not last month, but the month before, of these salary surveys.
Correct, but what I'm saying is, you called out LES for having an increase in rate and pay that one, and higher percentages past the COLA. But the salary survey that was done with the rest of the city employees was the same thing. Well, why didn't you point that out too? That's what I'm getting at.
Maybe that one just stuck out to me, I don't know.
Okay, that's all I have.
Anybody else in the audience? Yes, ma'am. Come on. You would, when you get up here, just state your name for the meeting.
My name is Pamela Melton. It's not, I haven't been here in a while. I just wanna, I heard that y'all came up with a solution or something about the roads around here. The roads are bad. Going towards Lexington High School, the roads up there are bad. The roads by Haywood is bad. The roads like by Kentucky Fried Chicken, where you can bounce at your car in there if you don't watch the big pump. I'm sure y'all seen it when you turn right there between Kentucky Fried Chicken and Walgreens. I mean, has anybody complained about the roads? I mean, they're tearing up cars. I mean, yeah, I mean, my car was driving good, and just like now, I had to drive on one side of the road just because the other side of the road is so bad. Now my car is feeling like this. I mean,
Some of them are state highways, and I know there was a schedule come out recently, Casey, where they're gonna start doing.
I mean, are they gonna be fixed though? I mean, the roads have been like this forever. You go out toward Crossroads, and the roads, Huntington Crossroads are just fine, but here in Lexington, I mean, just everywhere, the roads are just bad. Even where I live at, on Natchez Trace, you have to miss potholes. My son has had to like get 2 new tires. I told him to bring, I don't know, I told him to, you know, maybe he needs to bring the receipt or something to you or something like that, because he drives that green teal car with 23 on it. I mean, you can't miss the bumps. I mean, there's no way you miss one, you're gonna hit another. I mean, they're so quick and they turn your cars and stuff like that. I'm just wondering, when are the roads gonna be fixed? I mean, it's just, they've been like this forever.
They just passed a budget.
I heard
It's got-
y'all did, I mean, are they gonna, how soon?
Okay,
22 South's gonna be, I think it's gonna be done by the end of, July, I wanna say, and then,
So they're not
2280.
gonna be done up, they're gonna
And then
be.
2280, they're gonna do it around the same time. I think it's gotta be done by November.
I was just wondering, I mean, the roads, I mean, I know everybody's seen and rides on them all the time, I mean, I just think it's ridiculous that the roads are so bad up here, you know. I've heard that y'all had passed something on it, but I see people working on the roads out there in Crossroads, I haven't seen anybody on the roads up through here, I'm just wondering, it's just, I don't think they should be like that, we live here and there's a lot of traffic, big trucks on the roads and stuff like that, they're turning the roads and filling the little potholes with the little things, and once it rains, I mean, there the holes are again, and we're steadily running over, you dodge one and you're hitting another one, I mean, sooner or later, I'm surprised ain't nobody saying nothing about it, sooner or later people are gonna be like, I just bought a car and I done had to go and get me a tire because just hitting on one of the little sharp holes in the road. I mean, it doesn't make sense to always, we live right here and money's going, I don't know where it's going, but it ain't going to where it needs to be going. And there's some other things I want to hit on, but I won't hit on them tonight. Just like, I got corporate involved, like Leroy Samir. They're working in the heat. I mean, I think, why aren't there air, why don't they have air in places like that? They're working like 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, which I don't know why they're working like, it's just like they're working and that's like, they just put them in there to just work and work and work and not, you know, get any time off. I don't understand that either. I mean, is there something that you can do about that? I got somebody involved in, I mean, who has time to raise their kids or go anywhere, working 7
private
days?
industry and business, the city, we don't, but I've been told that they're looking into HVAC out there.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, times have changed. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The way they got them working out there, it's like slaves. I mean, my son comes home and I mean, he's just about to fall out because I mean, it's just hot up in there. It's ridiculous. Nobody should have to work in heat like that. I mean, I guess it's okay as long as you in there pulling the 12 hours, 7 days a week. You can't go to church. You can't raise your kids. You can't take your daughter to the doctor. I mean, there's more to life than just sitting up in these factories just working. I don't know where all the money's going to, but it's not really going where it needs to go. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Anybody else in the